Hi there, I'm Jennifer Hunt.
And I'm Natalie Schubert.
And we're the Sisters of Earth and Sky. Welcome to the Imagination Station, where we speak to women who are living what they love. Today we're going to talk to Bonnie Jones, who is really making life happen. So Bonnie, what's going on?
Well, today's kind of a typical day, like any other one for me. I'm doing lots of work. I'm doing some appointments this morning, some surgical procedures this afternoon, and in between I get to stop and talk to you guys.
Yay!
Yay! Well, and you're going to have what is this, Beagle? What is this?
So hopefully within a month or so, we'll have Beagles Bay Animal Hospital. We'll be up and running over in Metropolis, Illinois. It's kind of the next evolution in the process of this practice that we've built, going from a purely house call practice to a house call practice that has a real live vet clinic associated with it. So soon, hopefully, my name will be on a sign, and we'll have our own full-service clinic that we can use, as well as continuing to do the mobile work.
Wow. Do you work 7 days a week?
Feels like it.
But you love it, so you don't even feel it,
I do. It depends. I'm really lucky. If I know that there's something I want to take time off for, my son's soccer games or his school plays or whatever, I can do that. So, but I do try to be available for my clients, especially for emergencies, 7 days a week. So, not
That's
necessarily
the benefit of being
open,
your own boss.
but exactly. So I can carve out time for myself if I need it. If I need to give it, I can do that as well. So.
Nice.
Well, so you're going to have this hospital, and you're still a mobile vet.
Right.
I so needed a mobile vet when I had kitty cats.
He's my mobile vet.
Yes, that too. So how did you find this version of being a veterinarian? Because you are truly an example of somebody who lives what they love.
It's really been an evolution. I knew I wanted to be a vet, and I loved practicing from the first day of work. I thought, I can't believe I'm getting paid for this. This is awesome. But as much as I loved what I was doing, after a while of going in and working 80 and 90-hour weeks and not, especially after I had my son, not really being home to be with my family and not having any time for myself and not having any balance in my life, I started to hate going to work, even though I loved what I did when I was there. So this was sort of the next evolution was, okay, how can I do what I love in a way that I'll still enjoy and be excited about, and in a way that nobody else is doing, so I can make a living and keep a roof over my head too, which is important. And so thus began my mobile practice. And then as it's grown, there's a certain degree of just improvisation, kind of making it up as you go along.
You just trust.
And exactly. Trusting that the universe hasn't brought you this far to drop you on your, hopefully. Right? And sort of paying attention to what's going on. And then there's a little push from the universe to, okay, how can we grow next? And so the next step became, well, we really need a full service clinic to keep evolving and keep growing.
Wow.
And so that's where I'm at.
Well, you're the perfect example of what we tell people, that if you love this part and this part not so much, figure out a way to make that part that's not so much work.
Right.
And hold on to the part you love. You're the perfect example of that.
So you're actually grateful for the contrast.
Absolutely.
Because you wouldn't know to have made these choices.
So
otherwise.
I think like most people, if I'm pretty comfortable all
The time.
Eeyore around and just kind of and for me it takes a swift kick in the backside sometimes to get me to do what I need to do. So for me, I was in a practice for 5 years that it was wearing me down gradually, but nothing was quite enough of a push to get me to do something different. And then somewhere between becoming a mom and relocating and realizing that I didn't want to turn into the people I was working for. I wanted to love what I was doing and do it in a way that was fun. That's what it really took, was getting a bit uncomfortable to the point where I was motivated to do something different.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Well, and and it shows that you love how you're doing things. Every time I see you, you just look like, yes, there's sick puppies and kitties, but I'm doing what I love doing, and I'm helping.
Right.
I mean, there's just so much in being of service.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's good. Most days, at the end of the day, I go to bed knowing that something or somebody is better off than it was when I got up, which is really nice. And sometimes the days get long and whatever, but I always know that I'm working towards something and doing something useful. So that helps.
Now, Bonnie posts on her Facebook page all your little daily experiences with small farm animals.
Right.
That just makes me laugh. It looks like you have a lot of energy to take you through the day with all kinds of giggles.
Well, how can you not love, I mean, some of the stuff we get into, one of my technicians and I used to joke we should have a camera crew follow us around all the time because you just can't make this stuff up sometimes.
That's what you got to wait for, guys. The Bonnie Jones reality show.
Reality show, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're going to be the Pawn Stars.
Right.
Yes.
You know, I've learned so much. I've learned all kinds of little things about running a business and managing my time. And I've had to learn how to say, you know what, I'm up to here with about 25 different things and I need someone to help me out, which was a big lesson for me. But the biggest thing I think that I've learned is to just trust that there is a next step, even if I don't know exactly what it is yet. And to, you know, trust that I know more than I think I do. And that things generally work out the way they need to, even if at moments it doesn't seem like there's any way it's going to happen. I think the best advice I could give is to just at some point feel the fear but do it anyway. It's a cliche, but it's true. Because at some point, there's going to be that little voice in your head that goes, oh my God, you're out of your freaking tree. This is crazy, you know, and you certainly do want to pay attention to that and make sure that you're well prepared. I mean, I think going off willy-nilly and setting yourself up for failure is not a good idea either. But at some point, I think you're faced with that choice of, I know what I really want to do and I can make this leap, or I can keep just plodding along and being kind of mediocre with my happiness. And at some point you just have to make the jump, and it's either going to work out or it's not. And it's not easy necessarily. I mean, I work longer hours and harder now than I ever did when I was working for someone else, but I have a lot more fun doing it. And at the end of the day, I feel a lot better and a lot lighter. So I think just at some point, just grow up and do it. You know, it's time. If you're at that crossroads in your life where you know what you need to do, just get it done.
Highly recommend. Bonnie just keeps following her synchronicities, following her passion, and more wonderful things keep happening for her. You're starting your new business now. You got the clinic going, and now she's got, and with all this stuff just keeps building for her. Just so happy to know somebody like you, Bonnie. So glad to meet you.
And thanks so much for joining us on the Imagination Station.
It was my pleasure. Thanks you guys for having me.
Does she rock or what? If you're as inspired by Bonnie as we are, be sure to leave us a comment below. And if you know somebody who might need to hear that story, please share it with them.